Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to go over the differences between YouTube ads, Google search ads, and Google display network ads. Now, if you've been running ads for a while, you've probably heard of these three networks, and they're all part of Google's ad network, right? So the biggest difference between the three, in my opinion, is level of intent. So with Google search ads, they show up when somebody searches on Google for something. These often have the highest intent because a lot of time people are searching for a product or a specific solution. For example, they might be searching for dog biscuits, right? And if your ad shows up there, they're very likely to want to purchase dog biscuits. So Google search has the highest search intent. However, it's also the most expensive. Cost per clicks on Google search can be very high, and you need to make sure your landing pages are perfect if you're going to do Google search ads. Now, let's talk about YouTube. YouTube, on the other hand, the search intent can vary a lot. For example, you'll often have a lot of people searching, how can I do Amazon FBA, or how can I invest in real estate? Now, these are keywords that signify intent, right? They're obviously interested, but they aren't like, best real estate investing course. Now, some people do search for that, but it's not necessarily the lion's share. And there are a lot of people on YouTube who are also watching cat videos and completely random things. So on YouTube, the level of intent can go from being very high to being, pretty low, like very low. So it's kind of somewhere in the middle because the cost per click is not too high and the search intent is not ridiculously high, but it is higher than display, and it's definitely higher than Facebook. Now, Google display. So the display network, I think it's basically like banner ads. There's some video ads in there, but with display ads, essentially, you have the lowest cost per click, you have massive inventory, but it's very difficult for new and even intermediate advertisers. It's really an advanced advertiser scheme, right? Because you basically need to find the right websites where you can place your ad. And you're also combating banner blindness because a lot of people ignore banner ads. They ignore ads on websites, right? While on the other hand, a YouTube ad is a lot harder to ignore. It's getting there right in front of you. It's like built in natively into the platform. That makes YouTube ads a lot easier to make work. So all three have their uses. Now let's talk about when you would want to use each one and where each one would perform the best. So let's say you're selling dog biscuits. Now, probably the easiest place to go with is Google search and shopping ads. So shopping ads are basically ads that show up on Google search, but they actually include a photo of your product and even reviews and so on. And this is the easiest place to start because you're basically targeting people who are about to buy, who are interested in buying. And you will probably want to target people who are searching for your brand. That's an easy place to start. However, if you want to achieve true scale with an e-commerce product, YouTube is the way to go. So you can start out with search and shopping. It's the easiest to make work. You don't need video. They're already ready to buy. However, if you want to start spending $10,000 a day and really take your product mass market, that's where you want to go to YouTube, because on YouTube, what you can do is you can take somebody who doesn't even know they want your product and convert them into a buyer. For example, a lot of times you'll see ads for products on that most people have no need for, right? They don't really have a need for it. They don't really have a desire for it. You'll see like these tactical flash watches and all these kind of things. And there people are just being sold on it because, the ad is making a problem, right? Like it's creating a pain point, which is, hey, perhaps, if you need to be better protected for a survival type situation, you need to have a tactical flashlight, tactical flashlight. And because of that, people are basically going from a journey of being, kind of aware of this problem, maybe they're interested in survival, to being aware of a specific problem and then having that flashlight be the solution. So with video ads, that's what you can do. In 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you can basically convince people that, hey, this problem that you might have a vague sense of is an actual real problem, and this is how you solve it, and you buy this, and there you go. And on display, as I said, if you do, the same philosophy applies, but it's just a lot harder to make work. Again, Google Display is a huge network. You should definitely go there once you tap YouTube. But in my personal opinion, it's just easier to tap YouTube first, and you can probably spend $50,000 a day on YouTube for a mass market product before you have to even expand out to display. Now, let's talk quickly about info product and coaching brands, right? For e-commerce stores, definitely Google search and shopping is probably the easiest, lowest hanging fruit. And then you go out to YouTube and then display. But for info products and courses, honestly, search has not been the best. Yeah, sometimes you'll see some companies doing well with search, but quite frankly, a lot of the times, people who are buying courses are on YouTube watching videos on how to do something. They're watching videos on how to start a business. They're watching videos on how to invest. And they're not specifically on Google searching for that. They might search for that once or twice, but on Google, they might go for perhaps looking up reviews of your course. They might go there to look up the best course, etc. But the default for a lot of people who buy courses is to go on YouTube and hit that search button, because it's a lot easier to learn visually. It's a lot easier to learn through YouTube videos than to go on Google search and learn through there. And even if you do search for something on Google search, let's say how to start your own business, you have like 3 slots at the top, and that's extremely competitive. On the other hand, with YouTube, every time you watch a video, you have another opportunity to get hit by ads. So there's just so much inventory, because people are going through this huge thing of going through 10, 15 videos, and they're getting hit by ads on each of those videos. So you have that opportunity to be there while they're learning about this content, right? Learning about this topic. So in my opinion, YouTube is the best platform for info and coaches, and as well as for scalable e-com. I think once an e-commerce store is ready to go mass market, YouTube is the platform, right? So here's the other thing as well, right? The cool thing about YouTube is, yes, there are a lot of people watching cat videos, but there are also a lot of people watching how-to videos in your niche. So for example, if you're in the ketogenic niche, there are a lot of people watching how-to videos on keto, right? And you can target those people and they'll likely be interested in your product. And the cool thing is you can easily spend $10,000 a day on many of these niches, targeting fairly high intent audiences who are ready to invest in those kind of products, right? Because they're already interested in the topic. So that's my favorite part about YouTube. There's a lot of scale with high intent audiences. So we're able to often scale our clients' accounts to $10,000 a day, $20,000 a day and higher. Now, where does search and display come in? So for e-com brands, as I mentioned, yeah, definitely go with search first. But for both info and e-commerce brands, I would highly recommend that you do branded search. So you want to show up for your brand name. And I also highly recommend you retarget your website visitors with banner ads with the Google Display Network. That's just like an easy win that just allows you to get those clients back, and you'll just get purchases for very, very low prices. Now, if you do own an info offer, just keep in mind that, yeah, branded search is great, maybe some search retargeting ads. However, it's going to be really hard to scale to cold traffic with Google search. We've tried it. It's just the costs are very high. You're competing with a lot of people. It's, in my opinion, it's just 10 times easier to scale a YouTube ads campaign. So in summary, guys, I kind of gave you a big high-level overview of what networks works best for each kind of offer. In my opinion, you want to be running retargeting on all 3 networks, but if you're running info and coaching, focus on YouTube and retarget on search and display. And if you're running e-commerce, start out with search, then scale on YouTube, because that's where you can just achieve massive scale and massive virality. And display is always great for retargeting. And then if you start tapping out on YouTube and Facebook, you can't scale anymore on those platforms. That's where cold display is something you should really look into. But cold display is a beast of its own. It definitely takes a lot of work to figure out, and only the best marketers in the world have been able to figure out cold display. And also, guys, if you enjoyed this video, check out my YouTube ads course, link below, or you can also book a call with me and my team if you have an offer that you want to scale, and the link for that will be below the video as well. Cheers.
Walk with our feet on the ground, and we will talk with our head in the clouds, and we will walk with our feet on the ground, and we will talk with our